What is Gigamon? Hi, I'm Benjamin McGuire, and today we're going to be talking about Gigamon. Let's get started. So what is Gigamon? Gigamon is a highly specialized and advanced network packet broker. What does this do? Well, it can bring in packetized data, whether it's from on-prem, physical, virtual, or in the cloud. Anything that's packetized, Gigamon can see it and bring it into its security delivery platform. Here in just a moment, I'm going to discuss what a packet broker is and how it functions. So Gigamon's security delivery platform is actually based on a piece of hardware called an H-series appliance, and it's a packet broker. So what is a network packet broker? It's simply a device that can aggregate, filter, replicate, or optimize packetized data. Think about if you're sending emails, or you're looking at YouTube, or you're on a website for your bank that's HTTPS encrypted, where that's a secure connection. Any of that data is packetized. So how does aggregation work? Well, simply put, we're bringing in all the data from your environment, whether it's cloud or on-prem, and we're going to put it into the Gigamon appliance. And what this allows us to do is to get a much better security perspective on what's going on. Because if you can't analyze the traffic, you can't stop anything. So that's where Gigamon's going to come into play. We're going to be able to tap or look and get into span ports in your environment, and then bring in the data out of the switches, put them into the Gigamon appliance, and then filter that, send it the correct tools for analysis. That's the power of aggregation. So how does Gigamon aggregate traffic? Well, it can use a series of either TA appliances, which are traffic aggregation appliances, or you can directly dump in the data to an H-series appliance. There's also the cloud piece, where if you have like an OpenStack, Amazon, or Azure, you can dump the data into a cloud analytics platform that Gigamon offers. Offers a lot of the same functionality. If you need more of the advanced functions, you can tunnel the data to the H-series appliance. That's what aggregation is going to be able to give you. So how does filtering work? Well, we have lots and lots of data. In fact, it's not just gigabytes or megabytes, it's terabytes and petabytes, which, forget those wordy terms, it's a lot of data. And it's often too much for most security platforms to analyze, whether it's an inline tool or out of band. These tools are often overwhelmed. So some sort of filtering needs to be applied. And that's how Gigamon's going to be able to optimize the traffic going to your security tools. It's going to filter that data out and say, I'm going to send a particular subset of this packetized data that's going to the tools, and I'm only going to send it to the tools that need that data. Otherwise, I can either disregard it, or I can send it to other security tools for analysis. What about replication? Why would I need that? Well, replication is very important. So let's say, for instance, we have data coming into the Gigamon appliance, and you have a couple of security tools that are downstream from it analyzing the data, performing functions, whether it's a firewall, web application filter, whatever it is, or it's a Splunk engine, that's just to name a few. You want to be able to replicate that traffic. Say, for instance, if a tool goes down, you need to be able to mirror it or replicate it to another tool. That's one of the advanced features that Gigamon offers, and that's a base function of a packet broker. What is optimization? How does that work? Well, when we talk about optimization, we're talking about bringing in that packetized data in a large volume, and certain security tools can't look at that large volume and actually perform a stateful analysis or a complete analysis of all of that data. So what we're going to do is we're going to optimize it. We're going to cut certain parts of the packet out when we're leaving the most critical elements so that those tools can efficiently analyze the data. Gigamon is going to be the core piece of your security and network architecture. Think about it as the foundation or the central piece of your environment where everything is going to get plugged into it. And when you do that, it's going to give you the ability to get that critical east to west traffic, as well as better traffic optimization for your north and south bound security tools. So now that Gigamon is the core of your security and network architecture, you're going to have some highly sought after features, one of which is scalability and reliability. With Gigamon, you can scale out easily. You also get the ability to have inline bypass, which gives you that needed reliability. Greater visibility. What does greater visibility mean? Well, instead of looking at particular areas of your network or your security infrastructure, or private or public cloud, or if it's on-prem, you might be tapping or looking at only particular points. With Gigamon, you're going to be able to get everything. The next feature that you're going to have is insight in north and south traffic flows. This particular flow is easy to accomplish with standard methodologies. You know, if you bring in your data into your security tools first, and then in your private network or into a DMZ, that north and south has been easy to get. But the east and west traffic is highly sought after and very difficult to capture. Gigamon's going to give you the ability to capture that data. So what about cost savings? What does everyone talk about with cost savings with Gigamon? How does this work? Well, typically when you have tools or analytics engines that charge based on the amount of data ingested, without a packet broker, without Gigamon, you're going to be sending all of the data to those tools. So you're going to be getting billed for stuff that you're not analyzing. So you can see on this slide how the diagram has changed. There's not as many arrows indicating the loss of data. It's actually, Gigamon is filtering out that data and it's just sending what's only needed to be analyzed by those tools. A lot of tools cost or charged based on the amount of data that's ingested. They don't really care exactly what it is, they just charge by how much. And that's where Gigamon's going to come into effect, because it's going to filter out the data that only you want to analyze. That's going to be the cost savings and value of Gigamon when you deploy it in your environment. Not only are you going to get that redundancy, reliability, the functions of the packet broker, but you're going to get that cost savings. So in closing, we've learned what Gigamon is, how it's the security delivery platform composed of a lot of different tools, and how its base functionality is that of a packet broker, how it can receive large amounts of data, cut it down, retransmit it, and send it to tools. Or it can optimize that data so that just the right type of data is sent to each tool. We've also seen that there's a huge cost savings when you deploy Gigamon, so that if you have devices that are charged based on the amount of traffic ingested, you can filter that traffic and send just the traffic that those devices need. We've also seen how Gigamon is going to give you the security perspective that you've been wanting to have. You're not only going to get that north to south, but you're going to get that east to west, which is going to be critical to have in the coming months. We've also seen that Gigamon, when deployed, is going to be the central piece of your fabric, and it's also going to give you the reliability and redundancy that you've been wanting to have. Thank you.